welcome back to Mr. What Present. Today, a guest that I discovered a couple weeks ago while watching the Space Lady at the Verdi Club. And you guys all know that I love amazing music and surprises. And Rob Spector here amazed me and surprised me. So we got him in the studio, Mr. Muscle Drum. Hey Rob, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. I didn't know anything about your music until I saw you on stage, and you reminded me of like these Twin Peaks sort of ethereal moments of half a dream, half a daze, half a memory.
That's nice to hear. Yeah.
You touched me, and I want to hear more. I want to hear more about what it is you do and what brought you to that stage that night, and your other bands, and your intentions to maybe play out again in the city, so we don't miss out on the good stuff. You got years and years of music on Bandcamp and SoundCloud, so
it's true.
Let's start with the easy one, Muscle Drum. What is that pet project of yours? Where does it come from? And how often do you feed into it?
Well, it's just kind of the name of a long-time recording project. The name just kind of came to me one day. No crazy story to the name. I mean, I like the two words together. I just had a period there in the 2004 to 2008, 2009, maybe even into 2010 where, I was just recording a lot of music, as you can see. I mean, I put a lot of it up on my Bandcamp. And it just still is something, I haven't really been recording in a while, but I kind of poach from it if I like an idea, or if I hear something. I'll just kind of poach from my own music, I guess, which isn't really poaching, but
And do you record in a home studio?
All
your
this
laptop
stuff.
And kind of whenever you're thinking.
with a cassette record. I had a 4-track and an 8-track cassette.
And I'm gonna show the page that we're listening to right now. I started playing in the background the Muscle Drum album, Early Drum Catches the Snare, which is one that I liked today particularly, but you were telling me it's an old one, but basically if you guys are interested in listening in, Rob is so generous with his music. There's tons of albums on his Muscle Drum Bandcamp page, so we're going to keep that playing in the backdrop while we entertain our conversation topics here.
Do you like the picture right there?
I can't tell who it is.
It's my dad.
Whoa.
It's my dad on his old drum set. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's another story. So your dad was a musician, or?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He
was a jazz drummer.
Unrelated to Phil Spector, or?
Uncle Phil? No. No. Uncle Phil. Holding us at gunpoint at Christmas. No, but
I don't. Far away uncle.
No relation to Phil Spector.
Didn't share the cookies every Christmas with you guys.
Yeah, he never
bring the
shared
Motown
the
latest.
Yeah, he would not share his cookies, his little snowballs or whatever. No, I'm not related to Phil Spector. No.
So your dad was a musician.
My mom played piano too.
Any bands that we would have heard of?
He just was kind of a jazz guy around. He grew up in Alameda, here in the 40s and 50s, and he would just kind of play with different combos around town, Oakland, San Francisco, when he was very young, before he went into the army. So
that was a side hustle for him, not his main occupation.
At the time, I don't think it was his main. He had other jobs and stuff, but we actually did a project maybe 5 or 6 years ago with Bronze. All of our dads were musicians, and we had our dads come into our studio and play. They did a cover of a Bronze song, and then all 6 of us kind of jammed together. So. We still haven't done anything with that, but we got to get the dads. So I have actually jammed with them.
So they're all supportive of what you're doing, and you started. You're a guitar player, first and foremost.
I mean, I kind of more singer, but I've played guitar in bands for a long time.
And in Bronze,
Bronze, I just sing.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And Bronze is a trio, right?
Bronze is a trio, yeah.
And that's a little bit more in the forefront than Muscle Drum, or is it equivalent?
It's my main, I mean, Muscle Drum is just, you saw a performance that I will perform, but and I've had different, I've had people play with me before too, but I, for the most part, have been doing it just by myself. So that was a special. I mean, Susan I've played with a few times,
right,
with Bronze and with Muscle Drum, and she's a solo performer. I'm a solo performer. That show just worked out perfectly. But it's not something I do all the time. I mean, if it's right and it's a right situation, you know.
And with Bronze, you play.
I mean, we've been around for about 12 years, so I mean, we've played. Yeah, we don't play too often anymore. I mean, but we will when we strike when we want, kind of a style.
You guys toured outside of the Bay, or?
Yeah.
We've Berlin gig.
We've been to Europe about 3 times through the years. More Western Europe. We had an album come out in Spain about 4 years ago, so we did a tour kind of mostly around Portugal and Spain and other parts of Western Europe. But yeah. We're almost done with our 4th studio record. We're working on that right now.
So there's a fair amount of followers and audience that come out of the woods when you tour Europe. You get like what size venues?
I mean, mid-size, I guess, but
200 folks.
Sure.
So they know of Bronze and they come out for it.
It seemed that way for the most part. I mean, some shows there wouldn't be that many people, but I mean, it's always
groupies in the back.
Oh yeah, lined up for blocks. Yeah, definitely.
Sex and drugs and rock and roll.
Effigies of all of our bodies just blown up and lit on fire out on the streets. Yeah, for sure.
Very good. When was the last tour for you guys?
It was the fall of 2015, so it's been a couple years. But you know.
And fill us in on the state of like the music industry these days. So most of your music is here online, and it's pretty awesome to listen to it and go through it, whether it's SoundCloud or Bandcamp. But how does that serve you as a musician? Do you get any returns from it, or is it all giveaway?
Only returns really is when you sell your records or merchandise when you play shows. I mean, people at this point, I think it's so free to download everything. I mean, any label we've done with, it's always just been, it's more of them doing the artist a favor and getting the artist's work out.
Right.
And I mean, that's kind of, or in more the underground aspect of things, you know. But I mean, I'm sure it's different for, you know, Carly Rae Jepsen or
right. But let's I mean, you guys have followers around Europe. You're performing your regulars. You have albums. You have you're basically doing what musicians used to do before this whole internet explosion of this free distribution. So how does that feel? Like, does it feel like you're just losing a whole option to live off of your music where you used to?
I guess I just don't even think of it realistically in that, unless we were to get a really, really big, you know, chance or opportunity. I mean, I've never looked at it like I'm gonna make my living off of this or whatever. I've always just worked other jobs and stuff, and I just do it because I have to. At this point, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't really care about doing it. I think any artist goes through that.
So maybe that is one of the things that has changed. Where like 10 years ago, you might have toyed with the idea that you could. Maybe was it easier? Do you think then when you could sell? DVDs, CDs, things like that, and people were buying them, or I mean,
What do you mean 10 years ago?
What do you think 10 years ago, 15 years ago, indie musicians were entertaining the thought that they will not need to have a job and could
don't get me, there's nothing wrong with entertaining that thought. I mean, I think it just and it's not. I'm not trying to be defeatist either. I think it's just you can't. It's quite a gamble at this point to just put all your eggs in that basket and just be like, oh well, people will eventually, they'll get it, they'll buy it or whatever. I mean that do you know what I mean? Like I mean, it's not. It's great to have confidence in anybody, whatever anybody's doing. But I mean, does that answer your question? I mean,
totally does.
Yeah, I mean, sure, opportunity.
It's like the artist never really knows how is that gonna work out. But when I play your music off of Bandcamp or SoundCloud and I like it and everything, like, is there any returns for you, or the only returns?
You mean on specifically Bandcamp? I put all my stuff on free download. Right. I don't give a shit about it.
The return is that people show up to see the gig. That's where or
I don't even give. The return is that people download and are enjoying my music. Cool, right on. on. You know, I mean, if they like it so much and they do see me and they want to pay $15 for a record, even cooler. But I mean, it doesn't. I that's why I put it all on free download.
Right.
Just like
what matters is that the music gets out.
I don't want to put it like $1 a song. I mean, not that I don't think it's worth that, but I just think it's such a free for all, anyways, with music and you know, maybe some 8-year-old somewhere comes upon this and is like, what the hell is this? I don't know. That's great.
Doesn't stop you from producing.
No, hell no. No.
And here I'm gonna play the clip that I saw you at the Verdi Club the other day. So we're gonna turn off for a minute this previous recording. And this here is how...
Oh, there's other. Look, you can see other phones.
Yeah, you were getting recorded.
Damn, that's a good sign. I'm getting cell phone action. That's when you know it means something, when people have got the phones up.
Yeah, totally. No, you were being captured, and so this was at the Space Lady, basically Bay Area return after so many years of not being a busker and having toured
Or
Europe.
it have been we played with her at the Elbow Room, San Francisco. Maybe 4 years ago. Maybe 4 years ago.
Okay.
She played a few times.
Missed out on that one, but there you were opening up your second act, I think. And here's just me with my iPhone capturing the venue and looping you to hell, because I only did 20 seconds because I didn't want to be out there enjoying the show by proxy. I just wanted to remember what I was seeing when I liked it. And yeah, you reminded me of these sort of performances you see in the back of a David Lynch, Twin Peaks, or Wim Wenders or something, you know. And I just thought I should take a note of that guy, because I may want to have him play something sooner or later. So if a gig comes up, whether you're going to be solo or with the band, you'll take her?
Yeah, sure. I'm interested. I'm open for business.
And here I'm going to be playing now a gig from Berlin, from Bronze, just so we get a little different flavor of you with the band. That was in 2015, the Berlin tour, or the Euro tour.
Yeah. It was fall 2015.
And yeah, just to come back to our previous question, so you're interested in gigging around the Bay.
I have been gigging around the Bay for a long time. I mean, it's not that I'm... Yeah, sure.
Any other band names that you play under that maybe I didn't...
Right now, it's just... I do solo stuff occasionally as Muscle Drum, and Bronze is...
Do you have any gigs coming up? Anything I should put my calendar come
well,
out?
Bronze in October, we're opening for Stereolab at the Fillmore.
Great.
So that's the next local show I know of. So we might play sometime over the summer. I don't know. We're trying to finish up this record. So Muscle Drum, no, I don't have anything. That was I hadn't played in a while since then. Yeah, it's not. I mean, maybe it seems lackadaisical. It's just kind of I don't have like a gotta book a show a month thing with either of the projects. So.
You live in the city, or you're still in Alameda, or you're here? Nearby.
Yeah, I live not too far away.
And you brought some of your physical music, so you should tell us.
Having me on your.
It's amazing.
On your show.
I still play CDs in my car. I mean,
awesome.
And up until recently, cassette tapes. But then somebody stole my cassette deck. So
I don't have a deck. I have a ton of tapes.
So
I'll
definitely play this in there, and I do have a turntable at home still. So
cool.
This is. See if we can show it. There it is, Muscle Drum. And it's called what? Fog
Hag.
Fog Hag. So when and where did you record this one?
A couple different places. At a warehouse I lived at, somewhere around 2008.
Weasel Walter, Chicago guy.
Yes.
I used to know him from the Empty Bottle or something in Chicago.
Okay.
Right, with Ken Vandermark and all these guys.
He's his bands and Europe right now, the Flying Walkers.
That's right.
They used to play around Chicago. You probably saw all of
what was it called? The Bottle or something?
The Empty Bottle.
The Empty Bottle.
Yeah.
That was 2000.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was pursuing in Chicago at the time. I was DJ at the WNUR stuff.
Okay.
WNUR, the radio, Northwestern University.
Cool.
I did the summer there, subbing for shows and stuff.
Nice.
So Weasel Walter, that's a big shot.
Yeah, he's a friend. He's a good friend of mine. He mastered I think one of our first bronze singles too, like a 10-inch. But yeah, it was. I always loved going over to his place in Oakland and just hanging out. He preferred when people would come over to his house as opposed to people sending him stuff.
Oh, you moved to Oakland?
No, he was in Oakland. He's lived in New York now for years.
Oh, right.
But
so he was in Oakland in the 90s or something?
No, in the 2000s.
Oh, he was still in the Bay?
He was probably here for maybe almost 10 years. I don't know.
Cool.
He would be able to tell you better than me.
Well, I'm stoked. This Fog Hacks is gonna sound like what I heard at the Verdi.
Some of it won't. I don't play a lot of those songs. I played one of them, but
we'll have to find a Sharpie or something for you to muscle drum at your initials in there.
Yeah, you'd like me to.
Yeah.
To sign it.
What a treat! And then this album from Bronze, live in San Francisco. Tell me more about it. Where was it?
It was recorded live in our friend's basement of a vintage clothes shop in the Tenderloin. And just some friends of ours put it out, and they did a whole series of live shows. And that's pretty much they just recorded the show, and we picked the strongest tracks, and voila.
What a treat.
Yeah.
What a treat.
It'll soon to be in your car CD player.
In immediate rotation after Jello Biafra and the School of Medicine that I was listening to today.
Cool.
To power the pedals.
Nice.
So there's the next gig with Stereolab will be what, in the fall?
It's October 18th.
Okay. So I'll have to make a note of that. Maybe even
I could drop
shoot
you a line.
It. Maybe even video it. I'd come out for that show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
When I like it, I'll come out for it. So what's going on for you this weekend? Anything exciting happening in San Francisco for Muscle Drum? Where do you go flex the drum?
At the beach or the park. Just kind of, bring my muscle drum around and just kind of flex. No, but I'm tracking vocals actually tomorrow for Bronze for some songs where, like I said, we're trying to finish up this fourth full-length record. So just getting mentally focused for that. So I don't know about any wildness tonight, but
you got the tools at home. You guys just
our bandmate we have the studio where we record and rehearse where he lives too, kind of over in the Bay Dog Patch area. And
in the city these days, where do you guys tend to where do you like to hang out as as an old school local in this dying ecosystem? Where do you roll?
My room? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I that sounds like a pathetic answer, but I do like going to stuff definitely at the Stud. I think the Stud is still a last bastion of really good creative energy and cool stuff going on there.
Have you seen Palace of Trash? On Sundays, the Sunday show, ex-Thrill Peddlers putting it on. Palace of Trash.
That sounds cool. I mean, any excuse, usually I'll just wind up there. So that would be the first thing. I'd say the Stud and my room.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe the living room if I'm really feeling crazy.
One night in Mexico, where fertile lies grow in the soil of an egg yolk, pride glistens aglow. One day
One Night in Mexico
Yeah.
by Bronze. So
Yeah.
that's something I was able to find. But,
There's a few. I mean, I'll send you into some other links. There's definitely more videos on there. It's just, I think Bronze is such a common name. It's hard to. A lot of other stuff that's not music related comes up.
Yeah.
Or there's a metal band called Bronze. That might have come up too.
Right. But yeah, definitely Muscle Drum on Bandcamp, and if they want to contact you, anyone that enjoyed what they heard here at the back of our talk, your email, I think, or your contact is there. That's how I found you.
My email's on there, I think so.
So Rob,
Right.
thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mr. Watt.
You feel that Muscle Drum there?
Yeah,
Feels
yeah.
good. And I appreciate very greatly the gifts, and
Hey,
I can't wait to see.
Thanks for having me on. It's the least I can do.
Can't wait to see you live at the Fillmore, and maybe bring it to the web video and keep spreading the good word.
Cool.
All right, signing
Awesome.
off. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a lie.